Every year, 600 new artists inhabit La Scala Theatre Academy. This is the story of some of them.
Da una parte c'è un lavoro difficile.
On one hand, there's the difficult work, the hard work, you see. And on the other, there's an emotion, which is a very delicate thing. And in between, there's a curtain.
Behind the scenes, there's the fear, the anxiety, the adrenaline high. But when you go out, there are the lights, the public. You feel, well, I feel almost at home.
The decision was unanimous, and the following people were admitted to the Academy. There were 9 singers on the list, including my own name, luckily.
In opera music, I found everything I was looking for in contemporary music, but amplified 1,000 times.
In Venezuela, I had this amazing teacher. Her name is Nina Novak. She made me, that's how she says. And she took me to many ballet competitions around the world. Like, I went to Moscow, Korea, Shanghai, New York, everywhere. And one of the competitions was Youth American Grand Prix, and I got a scholarship from La Scala. So I went to La Scala 2007, and I was so happy before, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to Italy, I'm going to La Scala, I'm gonna meet Roberto Bolle, Alessandro Ferri, all these amazing dancers.
Io avevo 12 anni quando sono entrato nella scuola di ballo.
I was 12 years old when I entered the dance school, and I realized at once that I was entering a magic world, a different world, a world apart from the reality outside. I remember my first impression when I entered the dance school. I was obviously very tense, very nervous at entering the Scala. But I realized what a privilege it was to become a part of this institution, to enter the Scala Ballet School. I think they were the most demanding and most intense years of my life, because it really was a life of dedication, of study and sacrifice. And in those moments, I really think that if you don't have the passion, you will never reach your targets and go forward.
Ho fatto l'audizione. I had an audition. It was the 10th of May 2005. I went for the audition because my teacher was very important to me, and she said, try. I was very skeptical. I absolutely did not want to leave my school. I was happy where I was. But then I saw my name on that sheet of paper and I said, well, maybe I'll change my mind. And in fact, after that, I came, and I have absolutely no regrets. My grandmother in Florence worked at the Teatro Comunale, so I had cheap tickets. When I was small, she always took me. Then, well, watching it, I fell in love with ballet. I said, it's beautiful. Sometimes it's very difficult, at least for me, because I've been with the same people for 4 years, more or less. Every day, almost 24 hours a day. Also, I share a flat with 2 of them. So it's difficult to live together every day for years with the same people.
I started to dance in Venezuela when I was 4 years old. And the reason why I started to dance was because I had some problem in my knees, and the doctor told me that I had to start dancing because if not I would have to get surgery. And my mom, of course, didn't want that, so she just took me to ballet classes, and that's how I started. I remember when I was about 6 years old, I went to a big theater in Venezuela to watch Romeo and Juliet. And the way I saw the dancers express themselves only by moving and doing these beautiful, elegant movements, I was in shock. I got even sick when I saw that. It was like I wanted to feel what they were feeling, and I was so curious to know how was that feeling. And now I discovered it, and it's the most beautiful thing I've ever felt in my life. It's undescribable.
Questa scuola di ballo è una di scuole più importanti al mondo.
This is one of the most important ballet schools in the world, with the Opera in Paris and the Royal Ballet School. This school has produced many great dancers, and it will produce many more, I hope. I'm sure. For academic ballet and also modern dance. Because here we have a classic ballet diploma and a modern dance diploma. Because now, no ballet company has only a classic repertoire. I was mad on Fred Astaire. I began dancing. I wanted to become Fred Astaire, the greatest dancer. No one reached his level. I won a competition, and I found myself at the Paris Opera, and I followed this path. It's true that it's given me so much, and it continues to give me a lot through the direction of this school and the management of more than 300 students now.
Try to imagine a child, 11 years old. What effort, what motivation and dedication to study he must have to follow such a demanding path.
Un percorso così impegnativo, non è detto che si diventi Roberto Bolle, si può diventare anche ballerini.
There's no guarantee he'll become Roberto Bolle. He might just become a chorus dancer.
Motivazione veramente interiore e
and so taking into account the inner motivation and also the physical efforts of these youngsters and also the dream they have, which is certainly not an economic dream. Theirs is a true artistic dream.
Qui in questa scuola i ragazzi entrano a 11 anni.
Children start this school at 11 years old. It's true that there is preparation from 6 to 10 years, but really they start at 11. For me, it's essential to follow and get to know a youngster, from the emotional viewpoint too. It's very important to know the children who enter at 11 years old. And you're with them until they are 18 or 19 when they get their diploma. There's a whole process of growth and essential training. And it's a great responsibility for me as director and for all the teachers. We are a really close family.
This will to succeed in the performing arts was born the moment I became a student of this dance school. I am a genuine Scala product, which is a source of great pride for the whole theatre and for the theatre teachers. This is a very beautiful thing, of which I too am very proud.
Ti insegnano soltanto a ballare.
No, questo no.
Ti educano.
They don't just teach you to dance. They really educate you to connect your mind with your body. They manage to teach you to be the master of yourself. Obviously, the first years you're only taught the basics. They teach you what you must do. Then, however, the rest is left entirely to you. Work on yourself.
Allora, io volevo fare architettura. Volevo dipingere. Ho un nonno che me l'ha passato.
Well, I wanted to be an architect. I wanted to paint. My grandfather passed this interest on to me. He was a very great designer, and I always saw him create wonderful things. Love makes you do strange things, and I had a boyfriend who was an actor, and I experienced the theatre with him in various ways, and I fell in love with it. Not with him, because our relationship finished. But I fell in love with the theatre.